What's up, guys? My name is Pikachu, back here once again with more content for you guys here today. We're here with another Master Pikachu Talks. It's maybe like the third one on the channel so far. Yeah, this video's been doing pretty well, and I've been going pretty well on my upload schedule. I've been trying to upload every single day, but at this point, that's pretty unrealistic for me. So, I've been trying to upload every single day, but I've been uploading every like 2 days. I think that's how it's been going on the channel. But whatever, guys. I hope you guys have been having a great day. I'm recording this on Sunday. Just having a good time, just doing what I'm doing. So, today we're gonna be talking about change and stuff because basically we're gonna be talking about change and accepting change and how change can be difficult. So basically, if you guys know, if you guys like a Naruto or anime community, you guys would know that a lot of things have been changing though. A lot of things have been happening. You have certain shows certain shows get new seasons and stuff. So what I mean by change, no, just change in general, like a change and how things happen, changing what happens and stuff like that. So if you guys are in like I know a lot of anime communities right now are kind of crazy because you got Naruto, the Shippuden ending. It's been a really good run. If you guys aren't a fan of Naruto Shippuden, it's fine because I really do love Naruto. I really do. Actually, I have to look something up real quick. Um, I got to look something up real quick on the internet, but I do love Naruto and Boruto starting. So that's one type of change. And people, we just did get some pretty hype stuff in the latest Boruto chapter. It looks really really good. So I'm really looking forward to the Boruto the Boruto anime coming out. We have Yu-Gi-Oh changing. I don't know. It's like some things have just stayed the same for such a long time, and you see things changing. I'm like in the middle of the process of leaving my old decks behind and looking up for building a new meta deck within this new era of Yu-Gi-Oh. It's we really like this is really an end of an era when it comes to like cartoons and anime and stuff because like things that have been going for a long time such as Naruto, I know Bleach just ended, Yu-Gi-Oh, Arc 5 just ended, so like and like the old format it Yu-Gi-Oh used to be in, it got completely changed. So like the way that things, and also you guys are asking why do you have pillows behind you? My back's been hurting, and that's the reason I didn't stream last night because my back was killing me. So sorry about that. I had to explain that more later on in the video. But yeah, like communities have been changing, and I know a lot of people haven't. It's hard for a lot of people to accept this change because like the way that uh, by Yu-Gi-Oh card. So it's like it's hard to change something when something was just like the same for such a long time. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh format was like basically like with the Pendulum Zone just added. Like I don't know, it was the same for a long time. We had Naruto for a long time. Dragon Ball Z. Changed Super. No, it's like an end of an era. Uh, you know, like it really is the end of an era, because it really is the end of an era at this point because we've had things for a long time that we've known, and it's kind of scary to be honest at this point because it's just like you know it's kind of stepping into the kind of like the unknown. Like you don't know if this is gonna be good. You don't know what's gonna happen here, but you're hoping it's gonna be good. But um, we're kind of stepping at this point into like the unknown and what could be and what could be. It gets kind of scary because it's just like, oh, we don't know. We don't know what could happen. We don't know what could happen with this, and that's where the whole accepting change comes in. Like I know change can be really hard. I'm one of those types of guys or types of people that no, I don't really mind change at all. But like I don't know. I don't usually go out my way to change, but if I do have an opportunity, and usually I have a lot of opportunities to like change, I usually do take the opportunity to change to try something different. And I feel like that's what a lot of people struggle with is trying something different, changing their ways. And I know it can be hard for a lot of people, but I never had a hard time dealing with it because like maybe like play one every single time I play a game or something. I'm like, hey, if I get this opportunity to do this or this or that, I'm gonna use the opportunity like to change my ways or do something different. So the whole point of the video is just like talking about how accepting change and going through change can be difficult, but it can be very good in the end because I know I gave up on Yu-Gi-Oh a little like years ago because like it was too complicated for me. I didn't really like the game. I didn't like the anime. It was just like weird for me. Then I got back into it and I really started doing enjoying it. Like Yu-Gi-Oh is my hobby now. Like my favorite hobby, and um and I love that because I love that like just a little bit ago I hated it, but then I loved it now so much. Like I love it now that it's like a passion of mine. Um, you know, so also another message I'm trying to give. Don't ever count things out until you've done it. That's one big thing because I feel like a thing a lot of people do, and a lot of people look over. It's just like people just look at the fact like, oh, this could be boring, or this could be that, or this could be that. People never try to change, or people never try to at least try something. Like a lot. I know it's a lot of people. A lot of people do. It's like, oh, they see something that they might not enjoy, or they think they might not enjoy, and they say, no, I'm not really too psyched to do that. So people go ahead and keep to their old ways and not trying to change, which I'm not one of those types of people. If you are, you should really try to change and stuff like that. I know a lot of people in the communities I'm in are not really too pleased about uh, what's happening to like Boruto and Naruto. Like they're not really happy with the direction that these shows are going in, which is like you have to accept that things have to change and things like the fact that I know a lot of people like in the anime community and stuff. Like I know I do love my shows. Like I love Naruto. I love all these different shows. But like the fact when I always start going to a show. Not with I don't know if this is like negative thinking, if you could think like that. I don't know if this is negative thinking, but I always go into a show thinking like this show is eventually gonna end. It's just like life. It's eventually gonna end. Might as well enjoy it while it lasts. And you know, and when there is a change coming, that can be a positive thing more than a negative thing. And I feel like that's people really fail to look at it that way. I don't know. I'm so young that I have not seen a lot of things. I'm just like, I might as well just like uh, try as many things as I can because life is so short. And being so resistant to change, just to kind of limit yourself when you're not trying to, change. You don't have to force yourself to change because change is going to happen. Change, you know, no, like I keep saying the word change, but that's the whole point. Um, Things changing in life, it's gonna happen, and we have to accept the fact that it's gonna happen. Bad things are gonna happen. Good things are gonna happen. And we have to accept the fact of that. Just like we have to. Is it raining outside? I don't know. But anyways, we have to accept the fact that we have to change, and we have to accept the fact that it's gonna eventually happen. We can't stop it from happening. Like karma, I always like to resort back to this when I talk about things like this, like things like this. Karma, karma. It is one thing that's like it's going to happen. Like you can't avoid karma. It's like I don't know if you guys believe in karma, but it's like you can't avoid what's gonna come to you. It's eventually gonna come to you. When you try to avoid it, that's not good. So it's like one of those things that you can't avoid because it's unavoidable. So that's the whole message. Basically I'm saying um basically what I'm saying like Pokemon Sun and Moon. Let's take that for example real quick. Pokemon Sun and Moon was a great game, but it was really different from the other Pokemon games. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's good. Maybe not. Who knows? I thought Pokemon Sun and Moon was good as a standalone game. As a Pokemon game, I probably have to put it in my favorites. I feel like it was a lot better than a lot of the other Pokemon games for a multitude of reasons. But just people say, oh, just because it's changed, just because it's different, doesn't mean it's good. That is true, but at the same time, you have to look like this. Um, I don't know. In today's world, when you have something that just like so well known and so this and that, and I see this in the cartoon business a lot, and this is what I'm going to start talking about overbroad about changing things on networks. Like let's go back up a little bit. How I was talking about just because changing something is good and something different doesn't mean good. That's not always true. But as a standalone game, Pokemon Sun and Moon was just a good game. Just saying. And let's go back to what I was talking about when some people are so afraid of change that they deliberately go out of their way and screw themselves over just because they don't like change. They don't want to change their ways. I feel like I've been reading, like watching a lot of videos, which I have to agree with. At this point, I'm watching a lot of videos of like the Nickelodeon and what's happening to the channel and yada 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 yada. I've been watching a lot of that, and what's crazy what's happening to Nickelodeon, like I know like in the cartoon business, I know there's like a thing where, oh man, it's hard to understand, it's hard to explain because like let me just give you guys a quick example. 2009, 2010, around there, Adventure Time came out, right? Adventure Time was a great cartoon. I still love Adventure Time. I haven't watched it in like a year, but I still love it. I know it's getting new episodes soon, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm not talking about Adventure Time. I'm talking about the concept around what happened with Adventure Time. So basically, Adventure Time came out. Great cartoon, yada yada yada. Adventure Time came out. What was I trying to say? Yeah, Adventure Time came out. So Adventure Time was really successful. Guess what comes out after Adventure Time? We have a bunch of shows that, no, no, that a lot like Adventure Time, like the art style, the comedy, stuff like that, and people stick to that thinking it's gonna do good, but I feel like Nickelodeon, the company, has a big problem with that. Is they have a problem with right now, like changing. Like the one big problem Nickelodeon has right now, they keep consistently coming out with these cartoons that are consistently meh or horrible, if this is against your opinion, I'm sorry. It's just my silly opinion. I'm sorry. So they keep coming out with cartoons that are consistently bad or meh or whatever, right? And they don't want to change their formula, or they want to change what their mindset of oh, this randomness will definitely do good with the kids. That's basically what happened with Nickelodeon right now, and it's sad to see that, to be honest. And I feel like that's what's happening in Nickelodeon right now. Like they're so caught up on like one mindset, and like they just don't want to change this because like they know this could do well, and since this could do well, they're gonna keep going at it, and like they keep making these random cartoons, they keep making these random unrelatable sitcoms, and that can also affect how do in the real world and stuff like that. That's the thing. Even big companies have struggled changing because it's always a big difficulty for companies like Cartoon Network or Nintendo. Even if like a Nintendo per se, oh, I'm sorry if this lighting is horrible. Let me test something real quick. Oh Lord, okay, never mind. I'm not even gonna try that. I'm sorry if this lighting is horrible. I think that's just coming from outdoors. I'm trying to block that with my head. Yeah, it's just yeah. I don't know what that is. But anyways, it might not even show up in the video. I don't know. But basically, what I'm saying is, it's hard. It's even hard for companies like to make change because think about it for a second. If you're a big company and something's working, do you really want to change it? Because something could work, and then going out into the unknown and doing something completely not even thought of can really hurt your business overall. That's what I'm saying, and I feel like that's sad because I feel like a lot, even just cartoons, the cartoon business. I feel like a lot of business. I don't know English, bro, but a lot of like companies and stuff stick to one mindset and they keep it until they see something else that does good. You do have those couple of shows that kind of like like kind of like outlandish or something like that, where they're like, oh, this could do good, and they just like kind of throw it out there. If it doesn't do good, then they keep going with the same thing they know, which I feel like that's kind of sad because some of that stuff be legitimately good, some of that stuff be legitimately bad and does not deserve to see the light of day. But expressing yourself is one thing, and doing that's a one thing too. So I feel like that's really messed up. That I see a lot like of companies in general, and not even just anime, not even just all this, like games too. You have certain games that do good and some games that don't do good, and for certain reasons as well. And I feel like it's always just so messed up to see something with such a good concept, with such a good idea, just not get what it deserved. To be honest, that's always a horrible thing that in my eyes that I always see. And because people are always so afraid to change, they never want to change their ways. It's just like, oh man, it really does suck when you see something that could be good or potentially could be good. They never want to try or go ahead and change their ways and go ahead and do something else with it. So that's the whole point of the video. I don't really have anything else to say about that. Tell me you guys' opinion on change. I'm gonna give my little opinion on change real quick, but um, I used to be really like resistant to overall change. Like I used to be like, no, I like in Yu-Gi-Oh per se. Like when you have like I have like a really good deck that I built, and I'm like, yeah, I love it. I don't want to change this ever. It's hard for me to nitpick and take cards out and stuff like that because like I love this deck so much. That's what I'm talking about. Like being so resistant to change, and that's the one thing I hate about myself. Like I don't hate about myself. I don't hate myself. That's the thing I don't like. But then what happens when you have something so good, you don't want to change it. But then at the same time, I don't like being limited because I hate being limited. Like I'm sorry to say the word hate, but that's how I feel about that. Like I don't like being limited to certain things. I don't like limiting myself in life. Like I have all this different stuff, but I don't want to change it. Now I'm limiting myself to the stuff that I only have. I can never go out and express myself in any other way. I feel like that's messed up. And I feel like that's what happens to a lot of companies, and that's how a lot of companies just kind of drop. And I feel like that's how a lot of people drop too, because they never want to go out of their comfort zone. That's the problem, the comfort zone. People have to learn how to. I'm just moving the Switch controller over here, by the way. People have to learn how to get out their comfort zone because you're not in life. You're not always going to be in your comfort zone. I understand that at this point, and yeah, I've been getting better with that. I'm like, and one thing I've actually been doing really well with, and then one way I really do express myself with this, I try to train myself in changing the way I do things. One way is playing a lot of different video games. Video games. I'm gonna make a whole video why I love video games. I probably right after this, to be honest, so I can have 2 videos for the week. Um, I love games because it just like it's so good. Like a game is the equivalent for me. Um, a game is the equivalent for me, literally like a book or something like that. Because I love games so much because they tell me a story. I get to play it. It's entertaining. I love games so much, and I'll give a whole video why I love games so much. But um, sorry. That's why I've been doing a lot. I've been playing a lot of different games. Get out of my comfort zone because like certain games I like to play, like games like Minecraft, games like Pokemon and stuff like that. There's only certain games I like to play. But when I do have the chance to legitimately get out my comfort zone, like legitimately try a new game, I do that, and I've been doing that a lot more lately, which I really do like that because it lets me see a lot more than the limited stuff that I already see. So I feel like that's a great thing that a lot of people should already get. A lot of people should already get used to. Is just like trying a lot of new things because you'll never have your way in life. And the way I look at it is like, hey, if I try a bunch of new things, and if I do a bunch of new things, then I'll know a lot more. And that's the thing that goes with learning and trying new things. Like maybe through this experience, you'll learn even more than you knew before. So I feel like change is a thing that's definitely needed. It's the thing that's definitely needed in life, and we all have to accept it. No matter how hard it is, no matter how horrible it is, we have to accept it. Because once we don't accept change, we start to limit ourselves. We start to limit ourselves. We start to doubt ourselves. We start to have all these problems in life because we just can't accept the fact that this is happening. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment. I know you guys been liking these Master Pikachu Talks videos. It's really easy for me to upload. I don't script this. I don't want you guys to think I script this because I was reading the YouTube comment section, not mine, but another one. It was like, oh, he scripts so much of this. It's so freaking obvious. Don't hate people that script. It takes time. Those stupid tail scripts. Really talented for that. Because being in school and stuff, and it's pretty hard to script something when I'm studying for a test or something, or reading. I'm not trying to focus on a script. My brain can only handle so much. My brain is so small. So, so thank you guys for watching the episode of Master Pikachu Talks. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out, my mini Pichus.